All right, so just got my Maverick and pretty excited. It's pretty much the middle of winter here, but I'm gonna go ahead and put my tonneau cover on, and I got some other accessories I'm gonna put on. This is an LX hybrid. Pretty excited about it, and I want to get rolling, get it on the road. So this tonneau cover I actually got during Black Friday. It's now February, and I finally got my Maverick. Everyone knows how long that wait is. But so what it is this tonneau cover was $130. So it's a soft roll. I really wanted a tri-fold hard, but it was like 500 bucks. So I said for 130, I'll start with this and then we'll see where we go. I've installed a few tonneau covers. Usually it takes about a half hour. Could be a little more depending on the vehicle. But this one is a soft roll, which is usually pretty easy. So in this case, first thing I did was actually wipe everything down so my bed was nice and clean. And some of the surfaces you really want to pay attention to are this top surface. You don't want to have any dirt or anything getting trapped in there and scratching it. And then the other surface is this long flat piece of metal here, which is the front of the bed, because you're going to be putting down adhesive tape type foam to seal in or seal out dust intrusion and things like that. These are the contents. I looked at the quality of it. I'm actually sort of impressed because when I look at my sidebars, it has the Velcro that holds it down, holds the top of the tonneau down. But in other times, I did not have this soft foam. I think it was a piece of felt or something a little bit cheaper. So I'm kind of happy to see this soft foam. The other thing is, I didn't really notice, but apparently this thing comes with a light right there, which I don't really care too much, but whatever, I'll take it. One more thing is these clamps that hold the side rails down. They're super light. They look like they have enough meat where they're not going to snap. I'm not expecting problems, but it looks like they're possibly extruded aluminum cut. So sometimes your failures with your tonneau covers occur in two areas. Either the top of your cover here gets torn or it doesn't sit properly, or your clamps don't hold properly. They're not designed well enough, or the screws get loose in them all the time. So let's see how this goes. I don't want to make this into a 2-hour video here, but step one is basically installing this supplied 3M seal to the top edge. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that, and I'll show you the results. So when you put this down, these instructions didn't tell you how far from the edge you should be. So I made a guess because I've installed these before. So I got it pretty much on the first flush flat surface right here. And then since it's 3M tape, I used to work in the industry, it's called wetting out. So you want to go across your whole thing a couple times and really press hard to make sure that adhesive sticks in. But once you do that, you should be good. Usually 3M tape sets up within 24 hours, and then within 7 days it's pretty much like cement. When you get to the end, make sure you don't have a situation like this. I'm going to cut that short. You don't want it coming over because it just won't sit properly. So when you're mounting the rail, you want to make sure your Velcro is on the outside, and it's going to look like it's at an angle, but that's just so you can have the tautness when you put the tonneau cover on. And then make sure you have this soft foam here on top of the rail so it doesn't scratch anything. Okay, so I got my rails in. Took a little bit of work in to figure out how it slid in there. Next thing you want to do, it doesn't say this in the instructions, but pull this back and make sure you're actually sitting on that bead. And in this case I'm not, so I'm going to move this whole thing forward, make sure I got a nice seal, and then I'm going to move around to installing the next thing I'm going to be doing is they put all 3 clamps right here, and they want you to put it in the best spot. So I'm going to put one towards the end, obviously one in the middle, and one towards the other end. And this is kind of somewhat of a universal system, so they probably just generalize it. So you just got to do your best, which is basically distributing the load across the rail. So it depends on your setup or the brand you bought, but in this case, these guys mounted this for me, and then we have a screw, a place where a bolt can thread into, and that's going to go like that. And then I put the screw or the bolt through there, and then if I pull it out, you see it has this L shape that once it's latched in, it's not going to move. So I'm just putting the final touches on this. So one thing when you're putting these things together is this is metal, your bed is metal. Try not to scratch the paint. If you're kind of careless, you can easily scratch it. So just keep that in mind. So I cranked this down pretty tight. I could have cranked it even tighter, but I don't want to snap the bolt or anything. So I just get it where it's real firm and fit, but I'm not cranking it. So whereas I would break the bolt that's in here or do some other type of damage. We got number 3 done. Next thing we're gonna do is basically unroll it, stick it down, and then snap it into place like they're showing here. So there's really only a few more steps. So when you do this, you can do some adjustment. Some people don't quite tighten these clamps down real tight because on longer beds, sometimes you worry about the spacing from here to here. In this case, it looked perfect on both sides. I kind of used like kind of a finger length here to see how thick it was on both sides. And it was about the same. So pretty confident that once I roll this down, it should work. So this has been packaged for probably a few months, so it's a little wavy. But you can see here how it works is there's Velcro on each side, and you're going to just push it into place. So let me stretch this down, lock it into place, and I'll go over a few last things. On there is definitely very tight, I think because it's just so cold out and stuff. But it's got the latching system under here, and it's pretty much you pull this and you'll undo the flaps on each side, and then it'll open up. But you know, I don't expect this to last more than 2 or 3 years, maybe 4 years. Like I said, for $130, not bad. It's got these holders here, so you can roll the cover up and then tuck it into there so it doesn't come unrolled. One of the reasons why I got the soft roll is because this bed is so short. If you went with the tri-fold, by the time you fold it up, your bed is still going to be covered from about here to here. So I'm like, well, the only other way to do it is keep removing the tri-fold every time you have to put something in there. They also sell the Ford tri-fold that folds and then it blocks your window, which I also didn't like. So then I was looking at the there's a couple that are hard rolls, so they roll up just like this, but then they come out to be like $1,000, $1,200. So then I finally said, you know what, I'm gonna start with this one, and then we'll kind of proceed from there as needed. So final look, it actually came out looking really good. I do like it for the price, obviously. I don't expect it to be airtight, but it's not bad. When I open this up, it's got this bubble seal up here, which should help keep some stuff out. So I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, that's the final product. I'm quite happy with it.